What's up everyone, welcome back to another video, and today I'll be doing a discussion on a topic that I've been hearing about since I started video games, and that is, do graphics really matter? Now, before you say no, it's all about gameplay and story, and just leave the video, let's dive deeper into this rabbit hole and talk about it more in this discussion, because in my opinion, in some senses, yes, graphics do matter. Now, I'm gonna get into that. Now, when I hear the term graphics, I think of a very broad term. It's kind of like Chinese food, There's more than Chinese food than Chinese food. There's, fried rice, there's, sweet and sour pork, stuff like that. And that's Chinese food. And with graphics, I think of aesthetics, I think of developers as artists. They're using a color palette to paint a picture, but each artist has their own way of doing it. That's like why you can look at a painting of Van Gogh and it looks very different from Bob Ross, but it's still a painting, and in this sense it's still a video game. But the real question is, do the graphics they use complements the immersion they're trying to portray and the overall vision of the product? To me, that's where graphics matter, and that's where a game can be very fun and have great graphics. And great graphics don't exactly mean high resolution, photo realism. It's what it complements to the actual video game. A great example would be Shovel Knight. What makes Shovel Knight such a fun game, and to me what makes it have like such fantastic graphics, is the fact it looks like an NES game. Yacht Club, that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to make Shovel Knight look like a game that was released in the late 90s, and that's what they did. And to me, that's why I think the graphics are really good to Shovel Knight, even though it doesn't look as great as a game that is out now, like say The Order or Bloodborne or something like that, games that have great graphics. But like The Order, a game can have great graphics, but the gameplay could be very stale and overall make it a terrible experience. So it's really interesting. I think it's a more than just a yes or no answer to it. I think it really depends on the person and depends on how they look at video games. Because let's face it, video games, in my opinion, is an art form. It's the one form of entertainment that not only do we see it visually, but we can also hear fantastic music, be drawn in by a story, and most importantly, we can be involved in this game. And that's what makes it so exciting, and that's what makes me love the hobby so much and love video games. So in all, I think graphics do matter, and it's natural. When we play something, we want to have the best experience. We want to see things the best that it has to offer. And if it's a retro-esque indie game and they capture that essence, to me that's a game that has good graphics. It doesn't have to be photorealism or anything like that. And a lot of people start talking about frame rate, and they try to put frame rate in the same sense as graphics. To me, frame rate goes a little bit more into gameplay, and this could be a whole nother video talking about frame rate, but it depends on the game for me. Not every game I play has to be 60 frames. If I'm playing a fighting game or a racing game, something that involves precision input on the controller, I like to have a very fluid frame rate, no drops, no lag. But if I'm playing a turn-based RPG like, Wild Arms or something like that, it doesn't have to be 60 frames. There's not a whole lot going on, especially in the battle system. So 30 frames, no lag, that's fine with me. Some people though, they just want the best of everything, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I do have to say, if you turn your nose because a game doesn't have 60 frames, it's not in the highest resolution, if you just turn your nose on it, you're really missing out, because not all games have to be the best to be the best. But yeah guys, I want to hear your comments below on this discussion. Do graphics really matter? I love to hear from you guys. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and as always, happy gaming.
Can't get enough of Excess Gaming Podcast? Be sure to check out our audio podcast on podomag.com. You can also subscribe to us on iTunes. And if you have a YouTube channel or podcast you'd like to share, be sure to check us out on Facebook on our group page and join the community. As always, guys, thank you so much for all the support and happy gaming.